Hi there, are you thinking about moving in 2026? If so, now really is the time to start preparing and making sure that everything is in order so that when you are ready to purchase, that everything is good to go and that you're in the best possible position to do so. The first way you'll want to do that is, of course, looking at your credit. So you'll want to get onto freecreditreport.com and get that free credit report so you can look at it and make sure that everything's accurate. If there are some inaccuracies, you'll want to take care of those. You'll want to make sure that you can get those corrected, and you'll want to do that now because some of those can take time to get those cleaned up. You'll also want to make sure that if there's any collections on your report, that you get those taken care of as well. You'll want to reach out to the debt collector, get it taken care of, and then also have them remove it from the credit report. You want to not just pay it, you want to have them remove it from being reported on the credit report. That's ultimately what's going to boost the score and make it a clean report. Another thing you'll want to do is make sure that you are paying down those balances. If you use credit cards monthly, you'll want to make sure that you start paying those down and that the utilization is low as possible. That's ultimately going to help your credit score as well. And then lastly, if you don't have a whole lot of credit on your history, one way to do that is to become an authorized user on somebody else's credit account. Of course, the caveat here is to make sure that they have a good positive credit history, that they're paying it monthly, that it's been an account that has been in existence for a long period of time, and that they are in good standing. So that can be an awesome addition to your credit report and boost your credit score. Another thing you'll want to do in preparation is, of course, understand where those down payment funds are coming from. If you are saving, that's obviously the most normal, typical thing, is to just sock away money each month and put it away so you have that nice little nest egg for your down payment. But there are other options and resources available as well. One is you can get a gift from family members. For primary residence, there is no minimum requirement from you, and so ultimately the entire down payment could be a gift from family members. So that is an option. Another option is if you have a 401k, you can take a loan from your 401k where there is no tax penalty for it, and it does not also count against your debt to income ratio. So there's some funds there that you can utilize if you have a 401k. Another thing you can use is down payment assistance. So if you're in need of that and it fits your situation, there are programs out there to help you get the amount needed for that down payment. If you already currently own your home, you can tap into the equity of your current home, either using a HELOC or a bridge loan, and use that for your down payment. There's also a first and second lien combos options that we can look at when you already own a home or buying a new home to help make sure that debt to income ratio fits the funds that you have, and loan to value, not debt to income ratio. And then of course, if you own a home and then plan on selling it, you can put a smaller amount down at first, and then once you've sold the home, you can take a lump sum and pay down that principal of your loan and recast the new principal across the remaining time of your loan. So there's lots of things we can do and work with your down payment amount and making sure you have the funds needed there. Lastly, of course, this is the biggest task I think people need to do, is sit down and do a budget. You may qualify for a much larger payment, however, that may not be a payment that you're comfortable with. So I suggest you create a budget, knowing what your income is and what your outgoing payments are, so that you know how much you really are comfortable with paying for that monthly payment on your new mortgage. We'll want to look at income. How you are paid is just as important as how much you're paid. So if you are a salaried employee, we can use that income right away, even do a pre-qualification or with even just an offer letter. If you are hourly W-2, you typically need about 12 months history to be able to use that if it's variable. And then anything like bonus, commission, tips, and self-employed, that generally needs 2 years of history to be able to use that income. Now for your debt obligations or payments, the things we look at are like car payments, student loan payments, credit card payments. Those are all things you need to pay attention to and know what's going out. To be able to make that budget and make sure you understand what payment ultimately you're comfortable with. Now, if you have a car loan or an installment loan that is going to be done or paid off within 10 months, we don't have to count that. If you have a current mortgage payment and you want to convert it to an investment property, it's called a primary residence conversion. A lease agreement can help us counter that mortgage payment, and so we no longer have to use that in your qualification or debt to income ratio. So there's things that we can look at and do, but ultimately you want to understand how much you're comfortable with paying once you have a better idea of your own finances. So there you go, credit, assets, knowing what your comfortable payment is. That's the best way to prepare so that when you do purchase this upcoming year, you are ready and confident. If you have any questions or want any help working through that, just give me a holler. It's what I'm here for. And take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye.